The governor's big plan for these hot lanes where you pay to ride without traffic. Or at least that's the theory. We have it here in 95 in Baltimore. You can ride 95 or you can ride in the hot lanes and pay money to do so. And he wants to do this on 270 and the D.C. Beltway. A lot of pushback from some on that. Wes Guckert joins us now. He's president and CEO of the Traffic Group, expert and technical advisor in traffic engineering and transportation planning. Also testified in front of the Department of Public Works hearing yesterday. Good to have you on. Appreciate you coming on the show. Do these things really work when it comes to alleviating congestion on the roads?
Oh, my goodness, without a doubt. You know, you mentioned I-95 northbound on the east side of Baltimore County. For those of us that used I-95 northbound, and I would come up there almost on several times a week, it was always jammed. It was always jammed until they put in the two toll lanes. And today, I almost never use the toll lanes because the free lanes, the general purpose lanes, are always free flowing. So it not only works, and there's a fabulous example, but you need to look at the Washington Beltway, where people's travel time has changed dramatically. And those are the people that are in the free or general purpose lanes. Their travel time has changed dramatically because of the capacity that's been provided as a result of the toll lanes around the Beltway.
But isn't the problem, Wes, though, in a way, because I use that 95 on a regular basis as well, and I've used the toll lanes. I like you. There are times like, hey, I don't need to use it. But I do notice that when there is heavy congestion, it just all it does is pushes the bottlenecking to White Marsh. Well,
and that's because that's just the beginning. And the state of Maryland has a plan to take it all the way up to Route 24, up to the exit to Bel Air. Agreed. It does push it just to the north of the White Marsh interchange, but that's because that was phase one of the project. You're going to see a dramatic difference once the state builds that next section up to 24. The good thing is that you're adding capacity, and those who do not want to pay the toll get the benefit of that added capacity.
Right. And that's why I personally like it, because there is an opt-out, right? You don't have to take it if you don't want to. You can just ride on the regular highway.
Exactly.
We're talking with Wes Guckert. He's president and CEO of the Traffic Group. So what about the argument, well, instead of, building these extra lanes, which really you might be able, with the land that you have to use in order to get the lanes separate from the regular highway, if you just build additional roadways, then everyone could benefit from it?
Well, here's the deal there. The fact is the state is not going to spend any money on building. The $9 billion, that's B with a billion with a B, the $9 billion that's going to be spent is going to be private sector money. And so the state does not have to put out any of the money that's necessary to make those improvements. And quite frankly, that's what happened on the Beltway in Virginia.
Right.
It did not happen on 95 on the east side, but that's the way most roads today are being built. This project, this $9 billion public-private partnership project, is the largest P3 ever in the United States. We've got an opportunity, and the first step was taken yesterday to make a tremendous difference on lives of the folks that are in the Washington, D.C. area. And ultimately, once I-95 is extended further north, it's going to change everyone's life that uses I-95, Baltimore County, Harford County, Cecil County. It's a big deal.
All right.
It's a big positive step.
All right. The other question a complaint I hear a lot about is this dynamic pricing. Because, when you use these toll roads, it's all going to depend on the price. It's going to depend on how congested it is. And there are times on the D.C. Beltway where if you're in Virginia, there have been moments where the price is like $44 to go 15 miles. I mean, that's ludicrous, isn't it? I mean, that's silly to have the price that high.
And are you paying it? No. Is Johnny Jones paying it, who lives in McLean, trying to get to Maryland? Not if he doesn't want to pay it. That's the beauty. You're given a choice here. And those who need to let me give you an example. In speaking with a high-end state official yesterday. He had an emergency, and so he had to get from point A to point B on I-95. He chose to use the toll lanes because he knew that he would get to where he needed to be on time. Mm-hmm. So you've got emergency situations, you've got people, business people, you want to go to your child's play, and you know that if you wait in the traffic, you'll never get there. It's a choice that you're making. And that's the beauty of this, is that you're doing this with a choice. You either choose to stay in the lanes, in the general purpose or free lanes, or you pay the toll.
All right. I mean, but I would rather choose if it was like $10 or $15, $44. I mean, I just feel like it's ridiculous. There comes a point where it's just too much.
The Board of Public Works and the Maryland Transportation Authority, they will be setting the range. What they said yesterday, the CFO of MDTA said yesterday, is that it's not going to be expensive the way it is in Virginia. In Northern Virginia.
Okay.
So I think you're going to see, again, this is step one. You're going to see a whole lot more information come out as these contracts, and there's going to be probably 5 of them, as these 5 contracts come out on 270 and 495.
Very good. Wes, pleasure to have you on as always. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a bunch. Bye.
He's Wes Guckert, President and CEO of the Traffic Group, an expert and advisor in traffic engineering, and he did testify yesterday in front of the DPW about this plan for